Hi everyone, this is Let Fashion. Welcome to my channel, and in this video we are going to be learning the newly improved basic bodice pattern. And right here I'm trying to mark out my shoulder and my neckline. So my shoulder line is 8 inches, my neckline is 3 inches. So I came down a little bit and mark my 8 inches for my shoulder line again, and I join the line together to form a straight line in order to continue my drafting. So here we're going to mark our 3x3 neck depth and width. So we are going to connect with a ruler, connect the curve ruler. So after that, I'm going to go to my shoulder area and mark 1.5 inches for my shoulder slope and connect it back to my neckline. Before I do that, I'm going to go down by 0.5 inches for my neck gapping. So then I'm going to come to my shoulder slope area and mark my chest line. My chest line is 7.5 inches, which I got by dividing my bust point, that is 36 divided by 6 plus 1.5, give me 7.5. So now I'm going to try to extend the line to the 7.5. So now I'm going to mark my bust point, which is 11 inches, then my waistline, which is 17 inches. Then I'm going to mark my blouse length. So I'm going to rule all those lines out so we can see. So now I'm going to come to my bust area and mark my bust distance. My bust distance is the distance from my nipple to my nipple to the other nipple, the nipple to nipple measurement. That's your bust distance. So for mine is 7 inches divided by 2, that's 9 inches, that's 3.5 inches. Lines. I'm trying to identify my horizontal lines there, so I hope you understand what I'm saying. So now I'm going to go to my bust distance. Okay, that's 3.5. So I'm going to mark 3.5 for my bust point and my waistline, and I'm going to roll it down. I'm going to roll it down to my blouse length. Note from the bust point all the way down. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to come down by 1 inches from my bust point to connect my dart leg. Then I'll go up by 2 inches from my blouse length as well to connect that length. And now from my dart on my waist area, I'm going to use 1.5 inches for my front dart, and I'm going to connect the dart leg to the 1 inches I came down by from my bust point and down to the 2 inches that I came down by from up by from my blouse length. So that is my front dart. So now I'm going to go to my armhole area. I'm going to try to locate the midpoint of my armhole line, and then I'll come down by 1 inches after locating the midpoint. Then I will go in by 0.5. Then I'll connect using a straight ruler and a curve ruler. So I'm going to connect like so. I'm going to mark my measurements, which is my bust measurement, my waist measurement, and my hip measurement. So for my bust measurements, I have 9 inches because my bust is 35 inches, and my waist I have 7 inches because my waist is 28 inches. So 7 inches plus the 1.5 for the darts, that's that gives us 8.5 inches. So now for my hip line, I mark 40 inches for the blouse length hip area. So now I'm going to connect the rest of my armhole curve to that point, as you can see. So now let me like make it bold with my marker pen. Now let me indicate my basic bodice, that is my front basic bodice pattern. So now I'm going to come to my bust point area and mark out my bust dart. My bust dart is the difference between my front half length and my back half length. So in this case, my bust dart is 2 inches because my front half length is 17 inches while my back half length is 15 inches. So I'm going to mark, so I'm connected to my bust point area like so. So I'm going to go up by 0.5 to 1 inch in this area and connect it back to that line to give my blouse a little shape. So now let's go to the back drafting. So now I'm going to mark my lines the same way I did for the front, my chest line, my waistline, and my blouse length. So now for my back waistline, my back waist is 15 inches. The length, my back waist length is 15 inches. Remember my front waist length is 17 inches, but the 2 inches has been taken off from the front with the bust dart. So I'm going to rule all the lines out now. So now I'm going to label all my lines. My chest line, I wanted to write waistline here. I made a mistake. So that's my waistline. Then, okay, I'm going to correct that now. Waistline. Then my blouse length. So my blouse length. Then now I'm going to go to the center of my waistline. I'm going to go in by, you can go in from 0.5 to 1 inch. So I'm going to use 0.75 inch. I'm going and use that one for my back slope. So I'm going to connect from there to my neckline. Then down to the end of my blouse length, like so. Then after connecting that, I'm going to mark my neckline, which is my I'm going to mark my shoulder line first. So if I've marked my shoulder line is 8 inches. So now I'm going to go down on my chest line area and mark my shoulder line again as well. So now note, I'm going to start from the other line here, not the one before, because of the dart that's been taken off. So I'm going to mark the 8 inches and connect the 8 inches from my shoulder line down to the one here. Okay, so if you notice on your draft, it's going to give you a slant. It's not going to be as straight as the front. So now I'm going to mark my shoulder slope as 1 inch. Then my neck width is 3 inches. My neck depth is 1 inches, and I'm going to connect together. So I'm connecting the 1 inch to the 3 inches. Then I'm going to connect my neckline as well. My neckline is 3 by 1. So I'm connecting like so. I'm going to do my back neck shoulder gaping. Remember, for the front I use 0.5, but for the back it's going to be 0.25. I'm going to connect it back to my shoulder slope. So like so. So now I'll come to my waistline and I'll mark my bodice on 3.5 from the 0.75, remember. Then I'm going to take all the measurements I have on my waistline to 3.5 and mark it up there and connect it for me to make a straight line. That's from my chest line down to my blouse length. So I'm making a straight line. Then I'll go to my waistline and take my back darts of 0.5 inch on both sides. Then I'm going to mark it like so. Connect the dart leg from my chest line and connect it down. So right here, what I'm marking here is I'm going to form another dart from the center back of 0.5 inch up and down. So after I'm done with this, I'm going to connect it to my waistline, to the end of my waistline. You are going to see when I'm done with the draft. So now I want to connect my dart leg on the waistline first. Okay. I went up by 2 inches before connecting my dart leg from my blouse length, same way I did for the front. And here I'm going to mark my basic measurement, which is 9 inches for my bust and 7 inches for my waist, but the 1 inches for the dart, that's 8 inches. And for the blouse, I'm going to mark my usual 10 inches. Then I'm going to connect with my ruler. So right here I'm done. Now I want to complete my armhole curve. So I'll find the midpoint of my armhole, which is 4 inches. Then I'm going to connect from the midpoint to my chest line with a curve ruler. So that is my armhole curve right there. Remember, for the front area we went in by 0.5 inches on the midpoint after going down by 1 inch. But for the back one, you are just going to connect directly to your chest line. So let me use my marker pen to make the lines bold so we can see it clearly. Right here I went up by 0.75. Whatever you are going up by for the front, you are going to do the same for the back. If you are going up by 0.5 inch or 1 inch or 0.75 on the M area, you are going to do the same thing for the back, so that the front and the back sides will be exactly the same thing. So now this is my back basic bodice. So I'm going to come to my waist area, the 0.5 inches that I marked there. I'm going to roll it down to connect it to my waistline, to the end of my waistline, like so. And I'm going to remove that as that, in order to eliminate the zip bulging and the back folding on your dress. Thank you for watching, and this is Silhouette Fashion.